afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to your place of chill that happens to be the coffee company. It's a big day today. It is a big, big day in the history of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. It's going to be a very, very stressful, very horrible evening, I reckon. It's going to be an absolute nail-biter this evening. So what we're going to do here is we're going to chill. We're going to listen to some lo-fi music. We've got it on from the Jazz Hop Cafe, and we're just going to be nice to each other and look forward to the calm before the storm. And we're going to show a bit of positivity. We are going to be joined by my brother, Mr. Brian Daigle. When he is ready, he's just chilling in the back end and sorting stuff out. And when he is ready, we will bring him in and we will have some chat about the football, whatever you want to talk about. That is the point of the coffee company. We talk about everything here. We're not stuck talking about one particular thing. I've got a coffee from the Mellow Coffee Roastery in Toronto, Canada, and we're just going to chill out. But firstly, we're going to welcome to see who is in the chat today. Let's see who's in the chat. Firstly, it's Bobby K. It's Bobby K. Big up, Bobby. Everyone wish Bobby K get well soon. He is not feeling so well at the moment. He's got a little bit of a virus. So everyone wish him well. Big up, Eugene. Big up, Eugene. Big up, big up. Before we say hello to all the rest of the people in the chat, Shalom, Achi. Shalom, shalom.
Hello, Achi, Manishma.
Beseder.
Yeah, summed it up perfectly.
Is what this is.
Hello to everyone in the chat. Hello. And I've gone ready for war today.
Ready for war. Before we talk about the war, let's say hello to Mr. Ian Meth. Big up, Ian. Shalom. Hopefully you're doing well. Big up, Luke. Hopefully you're doing well. Mr. Carl Patrick Vineyard, big up. It's me. It's KVP. Big up, KVP. He's saying, here we go. Big up. Afternoon, Stuart. Afternoon. Hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're having a wonderful day. Big up, Chris Agenbar. Big up. Lovely to see you as always. Kyle was saying, if you smell what the rock is cooking, but as we know, it's what the coffee's brewing. Great stuff. Nice to each other. Does that include Bobby K? Always be nice to Bobby K. Always be nice to that man. Get us in. Talking French because we are playing in France. It is what it is. How are you doing today, Brian? It's a big day today, isn't it?
Mate. It's a huge day. What can I say? This is either we qualify very easily and top our group and things are lovely. We go through second, things are still lovely, depending on how we've played results at the end of the day, still lovely. Don't qualify, and let's just say I'll be cranking things up about 100,000 notches.
Yep.
I will be very vocal on any platform, social media, stream-wise, everything. We shouldn't be in this situation, should we, Ben? We shouldn't be in this situation.
When I saw the group when we got drawn in it, which we did on Tottenham on Tour, it's so long ago, we did it on Tottenham on Tour.
Yeah.
It was my first show hosting on Tottenham on Tour. It's just like, Tottenham do not play well against teams they're supposed to beat. We play better in the Champions League against the big dogs. It's always been that way.
Yep.
Real Madrid, the eventual winners that year, came to Wembley and we slapped them all over the park.
Correct.
We lose to crap teams. It's what happens. Not that any of the teams we're playing are crap teams, but we always play better against better teams. I don't understand it, but who knows?
Well, put it this way, Ben. Put it this way. I've gone for a different colour shirt today just for luck. Yeah. Not going to say this will get a chicken stain. Not going to say it's lucky, and I'm going to keep it going. But I'm trying everything here. Trying everything.
I've run out of lucky shirts, so I'm just wearing any old shit. Any old shit. As long as it covers the shingles, that's all that matters for me.
How are you feeling, by the way, Ben? With it, how are you feeling?
I'm just about alive.
That's better than the other. That's better than the alternative. So we'll take that. It's something to build on.
Yeah, it is what it is. Bobby's saying, damn, Brian looks game ready, so shiny.
Yeah, that'll be the lighting bouncing off this bald head. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready, and like I said, going down to the Scotland Yard to watch the game.
Yeah.
And let's just see what happens.
I missed Scotland Yard already. Unbeaten in Canada, and suddenly
you are. You are, but we can blame you if we lose, mate. It's you weren't here for a Champions League game.
Yeah.
Well, mate, you got a
Champions League record in Canada, by the way.
Mate,
record.
I've got 2 more games left for the rest of the season, mate. It's this and Liverpool.
Yeah. It's crazy, mate.
Mate, I'm going to get so homesick for the Scotland. I mean, I'll miss Toronto and everyone, and my brother that's on the screen there. Wish Suki and Mrs. K and all the K's a speedy recovery. But yeah, I am going to miss the Scotland Yard big time.
At the moment anymore. Shit, yeah. It is what it is.
Big up here as well. I haven't seen Ian Meth for a little while. I've been on a stream with him, so big up here. I hope you're good.
Yeah, always great to see it. And probably because I don't share the stream in the in the Tottenham Creatures chat. That's why no one. But hopefully everyone from there joins today. We're just gonna have a chill, aren't we, Brian? It's all we need. Everyone's being horrible to each other at the moment. Yep. We're not. So who would have thought?
It's nice and chilled, Ben. Nice and chilled, like you said, innit?
Who would have thought the 2 most combustible personalities are the one being nice to each other?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. People know I can be extremely, extremely, extremely volatile, but I'm volatile when there is a reason to be volatile.
Yeah.
When it's if I'm in a calm environment and everything's calm.
Yeah.
I can adapt to my surroundings, but when I do go volatile, then it's not a pretty place to be around.
Yeah. Carl is going for a 1-0 victory, and we move on to the next round. Great stuff. Great stuff. Everyone put your predictions in the chat. I know Bob is probably going to say 4-1. We should be watching the game with Bob at Rez's place later, so that's going to be hilarious, probably, with a few of the other Tottenham guys. It's going to be wonderful. It's just going to be nice to each other. And exactly, Carl, everyone be nice to each other. It's
me. It's KPV.
Big up. 3-1 Spurs, I'm going with. Great stuff. It's just it's just so typical Tottenham, isn't it? We so want to be hopeful, but we know if we're just that little bit hopeful, they will punch us in the face again.
So this is the thing I'm looking at, Chris. Chris, I just saw Chris Hagenbar's name, so big up, Chris, and I called you Chris. People are forgetting just how volatile this stadium is, and we've seen outside what it's like. It's going to be horrific. Yes, it's not at full capacity. Big up football. But it's not at full capacity. But their fans
going to be full capacity, though, isn't it, Brian? They're going to sneak people in.
Exactly. Then you look at it and you think, right, our defence looked a shambles at the very intimidating place of Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Of Bournemouth.
My prawns are not quite at the
exactly
temperature. Imagine Marseille setting off fireworks at 2, 5, and 7 in the morning.
Exactly, and this is the thing. Bournemouth is one of the nicest, friendliest cities you can find.
Absolutely.
Going to Marseille, but then you look at it, and I've been saying this all day. Does a defence of either Sanchez, Dyer, Longley, Davis, or Dyer, Longley, Davis scream Champions League qualifying to you?
No. Before we talk more about this, we're going to put in our next guest. We are bringing in all the way from his show on Sunday evenings at 10:30. Mr. Cuba99 is here. Big up,
everyone.
How are we doing?
Yeah, not bad. We made the return to the flat cap last night, and it's funny. I had a little mini storm today, and the sun came out. It's really hot here for a little while. Yeah. So I'm not going to swelter in a cloth cap. So it's just rock it out. Big game today, really, isn't it?
Big game, big week. Game. Yeah, it's going to be. This is a season defining. If we get through this week, fingers crossed, Baruch Hashem and all the trimmings, this could look well for the rest of our season. This is how important this week is. get through this week unscathed, and then do something in January. It could be a brilliant year, couldn't it?
I don't see us going very far in the Champions League, even if we get out of the group stages.
No, but let's say we get into January, we still have Champions League football. We can still attract those quality players that want to play in the Champions League. We can still attract them. If we're out of it, I don't want to play on a
it's that conversation again, though. We could have attracted them in the summer, couldn't we?
Yeah.
They just didn't turn up. I wonder why that is.
It's that point where there's no more World Cup anymore. People are going to, for example, from, what's his name? The centre-back from Leipzig. Vardiol. He's going to go because he's going to, I can go somewhere better now. I don't need to find a play. People, the top players are going to be like, all right, I don't need to cement my place anymore. Let's see if I can better myself. So there's always a weird one in January, and hopefully we can sign more players like Bentancur and players like that.
The one thing I will say about that is they may be available, whether we'll pay them and get the deal done, or say let's wait for the summer. But the problem we've got, and I'll use a specific player when I do this. I've just watched a brilliant thing on Sky Sports News. On Sky, you know the Sky Social they do with Adam, the Spurs fan, where they sit down with a couple of fans and just have a topic to discuss.
Yeah.
They just spoke about Newcastle and the players they could potentially bring in, or who they recommend, like among their starting lineup, players that they could. It was a fascinating thing, only 12, 15 minutes long. And they got to the midfield and they mentioned a couple of worldy, like £100 million players for right wing. One's playing at the Shakhtar Donetsk. I hadn't heard of the players. Yeah. But then obviously in the centre of midfield, James Maddison came up.
Yeah.
And obviously they've already staked their interest in him. We saw with 2 foul bids. And apparently Liverpool, this is in the with the right wing back. But listen, people will be going for Maddison, and we just know if Maddison is back on the agenda, if he is back as a target, Newcastle will sell him a project and say, this is what our plan. And when they say sell it to them, they'll say, well, we've been here a year and look what we've achieved in a year without smashing the market, and take it. Whenever I'm speaking Newcastle, obviously take out the human rights. I'm talking football, not
politics.
What they've done, they have done very, very well. They've listened to their manager. They've backed their manager. People like Botman, who, funnily enough, we were after, playing superb. Guimaraes, people we were after, playing. I can see them getting Maddison over us. I really can, because if they've got Champions League, even Europe, but Newcastle's getting to Europe this season. They showed this time last year when Eddie Howe took over, Newcastle were 19th and hadn't won a game. Yes, they've invested money. There's no doubt about that. But they're now sitting 4th with a manager. Let's face it, who hasn't come in with the biggest of reputations for sustaining the top. And if Newcastle say, right, I'm going to do this, there's a worrying chance with Newcastle, and that's what we've got to be worried. Big up, Sean.
Big up, Shawnee.
Ugly, my God, he's channeling his inner Bobspur. He's channeling his inner Bobspur.
Oh, if he was channeling inner Bob, he'd be calling us all average.
Yeah,
that's true.
But it's that thing with Newcastle. A lot of people have been saying we don't know which players from which teams are going to get really badly injured. But Newcastle have so much money, and because they've only just been taken over, they can spend 400 million if they want. They can just replace their entire team, like instantly.
The thing with Newcastle is because they bought so sensibly and built from the back, and they got that solid foundation now, they're getting the most out of players that were relative failures in previous seasons, like Almiron and Joe Linton. And the fact when they're not playing any European football, no midweek games for them this season, I think they are bang on course for top 4. I really do. In fact, I'd even argue they've even got the consistency to maybe have an outside push at winning the bloody thing.
Yeah.
Man City, of course, are going to be massive favourites, all those mega star signings they got, and Haaland banging them in. But you look at Newcastle, it's just that solitary loss in the league. Last-minute winner that Liverpool got against them. Yeah. And unbeaten other than that. That's the sort of consistency that does win you things. So... realistically, it's going to be a little bit early for them to win the title, but I don't see why they can't at least throw their hat in the ring.
I think they're finishing top 4.
I do.
I do. They're playing one game a week. They're playing one game a week until the end of the season, and they're playing brilliantly.
But I'll tell you what, bringing it back to Tottenham, as in not the transfer market like what we've got here. I don't know if either of you watched. Every month, We Are Tottenham TV did a like rating of the player for the month, like what they gave them for the month, and they've got excellent, very good, okay, or good, okay, not good, awful. And in the awful, you had Dyer, Sanchez, and there was another one in defence. Dyer.
Yeah.
You play Dyer twice.
Yeah.
Sanchez, Dyer.
It's worth saying twice.
Yeah. Davinson, Sanchez, Dyer. I can't remember the other one. Royale. How can I forget?
Yeah.
And that's what you got to look at with our back line. Our back line is a big issue. They moved Hugo from okay to not very good, or not good, thank God, because I'd have put him in awful, in all honesty. And I was talking to Ben about it earlier, and I said, he's like, why would you put him in awful? He had a great game against Manchester United, which he did. There's no denying it. But that's his job. That's his job. And the games he's made mistakes were huge mistakes.
Yeah.
Game costing mistakes. And his distribution, once again. And I think it's the sentimentality where people are going, yeah, he's been okay, but not. We've got to face it. We all knew it wasn't going to take one window. We all knew that. But I just hope, I said as well, this window, whatever we do, if we just bought Skriniar, let's just say we end up spending the whole amount that we have on Skriniar, I will come on camera and go, I'm absolutely delighted with that window. I'm absolutely over the moon if it's just Skriniar that comes in, rather than going, okay, a bit part centre-back that may turn good, and okay, right wing-back, and maybe a creative player. We have to, if we have to spend all our budget on one player, it's got to be, for me, it's got to be a centre-back. Someone like a Skriniar for me is the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we've got to do. Don't you think? We've got to address this defence.
Yeah.
And if it means buying one top draw one, as opposed to two maybes, or one could be it, I just think we've got to go ruthless, and just, if it means spending all of it on one player, that's what you do.
I mean, it's just the thing. We're now not asking. We don't really necessarily need bulk, but we need quality in every important position. This season, this window, we need a centre back, possibly a Maddison. I don't know if the budget's there. I'm not a money man, so if we can get a Maddison and a centre back, delighted. In the summer, we go all out for a goalkeeper and a right wing. We only have to buy one or two players every sort of window now, I think, for it to be fully reach. But of course, right wing backs are definitely going to be very, very important.
I'll be back in 1 second.
I think, no problem. I think we need to buy more than one or two each window, because we've got a lot of catching up to do with how badly we let things slip. Yeah. When we're talking about needing 12 to 15 new players in, if you're only getting two a window, it's going to take an awfully long time. Yeah. Players will be retiring in that period of time. Mm-hmm. No Son and Kane at the end of that. No Hugo. That's another 3 that needs replacing. And then you're talking 15 to 18 players that needed to be stuck in that. So I think we need to go big, at least one window, try and repair some of the damage. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to rely on a few budget signings and just hope they can come good. I mean, Bentancur and Kulusevski, I know I remember Sean in the chat, he was talking about Kulusevski before we signed him, really rated him. But I think for a lot of people, he was a relative unknown. He was maybe he'll work, maybe he won't. I think they've been a really good positive. But what if they hadn't worked?
Yeah.
What if they had turned out to have struggled? We'd be in a hell of a bad position now.
I mean, Bentancur was always a certainty for me, because as I watch plenty of Juventus due to my friends that support Juventus, I knew that Bentancur in Juventus's last title-winning season, Bentancur was phenomenal at his age, and that was 4 years ago. So imagine if he can have the building blocks around him, a Maddison, a possibly Basuma in the future. I think Basuma's got off to a terrible start from my point of view, but I think personally it's illness problems that have done this, not necessarily tactical or whatever.
Yeah, I can't believe he's gone bad in just one season.
Yeah,
really.
I think it's illness problems personally after what he had in the summer. But we just need to buy smartly, and that's one of the things we've lacked. We just need to buy proper signings. But there are some budget signings that would really improve us. Meili from Atalanta, Singo from Torino. Both right wing backs better than ours already. And there are some real bargains out there, and bargains are always good. Speaking of which, Curva, come on, mate! It's the budget signings that hold substance. Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's the position we're in. We're having to hope budget signings work. We shouldn't be in that position.
But I don't like. There are some good players that don't cost a lot of money, and we need to Singo would be perfect in this system. Plays in a 3-4-3 at Torino or a 3-5. I can't. They play three at the back. He's a wing back. Perfect for this system. Plays in an Italian style system. I think Udogie is going to be very good next season. He's brilliant at the moment for Udinese. I think he's going to be brilliant next year. I think he's going to usurp Sessegnon instantly.
Yeah, just need wing backs with a good engine, can supply a good cross, and capable of tracking back and get up and down that wing all day. Good amount of stamina. If you got that, good athletic wing backs. That's what Pep wanted, what Posh always wanted, and what Conte needs in his system as well. We don't tend to do that, though. We'll tend to buy players that, we got Emerson Royale. Well, he is an athlete. I'll give him that. It's the only thing he is. I'll prefer to see him jumping hurdles than on our pitch, to be honest. But, I mean, even going back in time when Kyle Walker was on the way out, who'd we replace him with? Trippier. Now, Trippier, great deliverer of the ball, but you wouldn't say he's got pace, would you? It wasn't a fit for exactly what Posh wanted. Danny Rose, Kyle Walker was perfect, and we saw the benefits of it. So it's for me, it's always the acid test on how far we're really going to be going is what these signings are like. Come January, if Conte is here at the end of the season, who knows that, because that's still up in the air. See what that summer window's like then. It's going to be consistently getting things that are filling those areas on the pitch where we are at our weakest. Yeah. We are not doing that so far.
Big up, Daniel. Big up, Daniel. Come on, Kiva. No one can drop a highlight tell like Emerson.
I'm still, I've said it a few times now, but I'm not stick by it. I'm still waiting for him to do the no-look header.
Was that just backwards?
No, just looks away and just smacks him on the side of the head, goes anywhere.
Couldn't put it past him, mate. Coming to a game soon near you. That's a. But yeah, I don't. Do you know what? Stop going back today. I don't think he starts today. I don't think he starts, and the reason is if you look at it, when Doherty was playing in the league because of his suspension, he brought in Emerson in Europe to rest Doherty. And I can see him doing that, unfortunately, the other way around today, where he'll or fortunately, shall I say, where I think it will be Doherty to start. Yeah. I really do.
It was one of those things I was saying yesterday on Chris's show, Let's Talk Tottenham. Doherty and Perisic make the runs a wing-back makes, but no one's finding them in the correct spaces. They are actually making really good runs, especially Doherty against Sporting last week. And multiple times, Ben Davis could have put Perisic through, and he didn't. He went backwards, and you could see Perisic. Why there was so much space? So the wing backs are making the runs, but they're not being found. Whether that's the team mentality or it's just that. So maybe Doherty can do a job. Maybe Doherty might be the right call for tonight, because he might be the right call because he's a physical specimen, even though he's just a lump, but. Maybe it's what you want, someone that's not going to be pushed off the ball in a hostile atmosphere. But
I suppose there's also the mentality of not going there trying to set out for a draw, because that would be a disaster. Yeah. So perhaps we're looking to attack. Perhaps we will be Perisic, Doherty, and really go at them. perhaps Conte's even realised he can't just do this sit back and absorb all the pressure. Our players are surely going to crack out there. I can't see us keeping a clean sheet.
I think it's just vital that we don't concede early.
Yeah,
don't concede early because then they'll drop. If we go 1-0 down, like they're saying, the second half, we're in it. Fine up. We'll do it. And as Harry Kane, did you see Harry Kane's comments yesterday?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see.
Embarrassing. Basically saying when we go 1-0 down, we get to play with a sense of freedom and get to express ourselves more because we know we've got to fight back, basically. And I was just like, how embarrassing.
That just highlights the mentality then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe what we need to do is send someone up to the score screen with a Sharpie and draw a massive 1 where the Marseille thing is and say 1-0, so they already think they're 1-0 down.
Well, either that or hypnotism. Make them convinced they're 2-0 down.
You know what? Even with things like this, for Harry Kane, the Tottenham vice-captain, England international captain, on the verge of being record goal scorers for both, to come out. Can you imagine if someone like Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira, Gary Mabbott, Ledley King, Vinnie Jones, some of these captains were saying, not even saying these rumours or saying these quotes, but if they heard someone in the team saying, "Oh, do you know what? When we're 1-0 down, we play better with it." Tony Adams and Roy Keane and people like that would have them up against a wall in the changing room and say, "If you ever say anything like that again, I'll knock you out. Don't ever say." But here it's like, it's just been allowed for Harry Kane. And don't get me wrong, I don't think he may have said this of his own back, but for the club to not have vetoed or had a look into an interview he's about to do before it gets released, and just to allow that to come out. How can you say when you're 1-0 down, we play with a sense of freedom and urgency? It's just, it really bothers me.
Can you imagine what Graham Roberts would do to them? He'd 2-foot tackle them in the dressing room.
Steve Perryman.
On the other hand, there's sort of evidence of this sort of culture at the club, but many years back. Remember when Redknapp took over from Ramos? Under Ramos, were struggling, foot of the table, looked scared to play. Yeah. Redknapp comes in. He keeps it simple. He just says, "Go out there, enjoy yourselves, express yourselves, relax, play some football," and it came through. I'm just wondering. I mean, that's the bit he could, I suppose, be critical of Conte about. Is he putting that pressure on the players where they do feel they can't go and express themselves? They've got to stick to this plan, and they're scared of messing it up. There could be something to that, but then again, it goes back to: are we signing the right sort of players with a mentality that can do?
Cooper, I'll challenge you that and say: are we signing the right managers? Because at least when Harry Redknapp came in, he had players that needed that arm around the shoulder, the hug, the man management skills, and Harry Redknapp could finally tune that. Goes, right, this is my fucking specialty. Leave it with me, lads, and got the players motivated that way. And now you look at it. Don't get me wrong, I'm as Conte-in as I am Levy out. I love Antonio Conte and long may he stay. But do we have the players? You know, with Antonio Conte, it's like, right, you're going to work your goddamn ass off. I'm going to train you and break you and make you serial winners. But this is what you need to go through it. And it's all like, it's Antonio Conte, wicked, we're going to win things. But they haven't got the ability to go where Antonio Conte's trying to take them. So I think a lot of it as well is not just the play. Again, it's wrong management, but I think Conte's the right one. I think this time, whereas the right manager came in for the right players with Harry Redknapp, I think the right managers come in, but the key core of that squad isn't the right players for Conte.
Doesn't seem to be the right players for anybody.
Yeah, there is that.
That's the problem. And that's the problem with the scattergun approach. You've got so many players that fit so many different systems of playing. You can't knit them together, and you've got to knit these players together somehow. It's
for me, it's captaincy on the pitch is a big part of it.
Yeah,
Hugo can't get involved in as many things as an outfield player would. I mean, traditionally, we'd always look for sort of a central midfielder, central defender to be the captain of the team. Somebody who can get around the pitch, have a little word with players when they need it. Hugo's not able to do that until half time's there, and then you got a manager to give him that sort of talk anyway. There's a sort of breakdown a bit there. I wonder if that is problem really over the last sort of 10 years, where we get so far but not quite over the line.
Yeah.
Perhaps we needed that sort of galvanizing leader figure on the field when the chips are down and you're back against the wall and any other cliche you can think of.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I mean, look, back in the heydays with that noisy lot down the road and Man United, and you had Vieira on one side, Roy Keane on the other. The clear leaders of the team. Chelsea with John Terry.
Yeah.
Where has ours been over the years?
We haven't had one. We haven't. No. I think we haven't had a real leader of the team since Michael Dawson almost. He was sort of that, not the greatest of footballer, Dare to Dawson, 90-yard diagonal ball that would always go out the stadium. But he was directing traffic. And we haven't got a player that directs traffic.
Do you know what? I think Dawson was incredible apart from his final 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Absolutely goddamn incredible. I mean, obviously, when you're next to Ledley King, you always go up a notch or two because you're playing next to the King. But even without him, after him, the first season he had with Tottenham, he was immense.
Yeah.
There you go. He's just mentioned the man, Super Yan. Him and Dawson together were phenomenal. But you're right. He is like the last proper old school. The captain isn't just, I'm the captain, I wear the armband. Was like, right.
No, I'm the
killer
boss.
Instinct. There's standards. There's what's it called? There's ethics and everything behind what goes into being the captain and setting the standards and whatever. And Kuva's right. Where's Hugo Lloris? Experience-wise, he's done it all.
Yeah.
He's won a World Cup. He's done that. And you have captains that sometimes aren't the most talkative on the pitch, whatever. And maybe what he does in the dressing room or whatever, or maybe he's a people, whatever. But we've lost that bite. We've lost that bite. I mean, Højbjerg's there that will do it.
Yeah.
But has he got the authority like a captain? Like what he says goes? No.
I don't think he does.
No, I don't.
We're going to bring on another guest. We've got Mr. Ryan Isaacs.
Ryan.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ryan. Big up. And good afternoon, Lisa.
What's up, Lisa?
How you feeling today, Ryan?
Nervous as hell. Just want the game to start now. Just want to see that team line up. Want to say what I want to say about the lineup, calling it shit, and then see us put in a great performance to say I was wrong.
Yeah.
This is the good thing with living in Canada, though. We don't have to wait till 7:45 in the evening.
Yeah,
that's the one good thing.
It's
been a bloody long day so far. It really has.
Yeah.
I've been up since half.
Have you been up at 4 o'clock in the morning, Cooper?
I was up at about 6.
Try 4.
No thanks.
No thanks.
And driving a bus at that time.
I had to get up early just to take some fucking antivirals, and I still don't like it.
Yeah, we have the only difference with us not having to wait so long, which is a positive. If it's a bad result, there's more of the day left.
Yeah.
Whereas you just go, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to bed pissed off, blah blah blah. Yeah. It's like 5 o'clock in the evening for us, and it's like the rest of the day's left.
Big up, Daddy. Do.
You know what? It's just simple. I've been trying to speak to this dude since Friday afternoon, Friday evening, and the one time that he was available and he called me was right about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. If Danny's available, send me a message. I'll get him on. Just have the moaners. That's what this show is. It's just all the
hit the bun on.
Just the moaners with the negativity.
I don't know what it is about seeing Danny Kiriaku's name. I always get something in my eye.
Yeah. Brilliant.
If we get Danny on, we get a full amount of hair to cover up Brian being bald.
And me. It's just Danny's got enough hair for 3 of us.
Danny's got enough hair for a small country.
He does.
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great stuff. I have to get up at 3:45 a.m. later to what? It's just you're a saint. You're an absolute saint.
Legends.
Everyone's saying
legends.
We expect the worst, unfortunate. Pitch conditioning could also be an issue due to the rain. Remember, we all know rain affects us. Lol. Yeah, beyond the Call of Duty. Absolutely. Send me the link. I'll send them the. Oh, this is going to be a show, isn't it? Everyone's here to moan. The moaning show.
No, but you know what? It's a civilized moan.
It's a civilized moan.
It's a civilized coffee afternoon moan.
Yes.
The one thing I do not want to see is Davinson Sanchez starting.
If he starts, I'm just going to be that. Because we're watching the game at Rez's later.
Romero's out though, isn't he?
Romero. I'll play Dyer at right centre back.
Yes.
Well, this is the thing. I'll tell you, I've got a sneaky suspicion. It's only a suspicion that Sessegnon's going to play right wing back today.
God hope so.
And I think I've got a feeling Mora's going to play as well, and I think it might be 3-4-3.
I'd almost like that. Go at them early.
Sneaky suspicion.
See,
We've discussed it with Ryan earlier.
In recent times of past managers right now, who would you have managed this game if you had to pick one? That you know
Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho.
He's the best manager in the world at one-off games.
Redknapp for me, just get the most out of this substandard bunch of defenders and stuff.
I just like Harry Redknapp's. I loved Harry Redknapp's 4-4.
Oh, actually, can I retract it? Martin Yeo, I'd have.
Oh no, not Tanganga time. God no, just no. Longley was so weak on the Bournemouth first. It wasn't even like a good Bournemouth play. It was Dominic Solanke. I know Shawnee loves him. Big up Shawnee, but I'm not impressed with Longley so far. There is nothing I've seen from Longley that says this guy needs to be in a Tottenham shirt next year.
So there's been moments. There's been moments.
Big up,
there hasn't been. Big up, Paddy, brother. Big up. I think with Longley, there's moments. And you can see there's something there, but we haven't got time to wait to this egg to crack, and then obviously we see what comes out of it. His passing ability is there for all to see. There's been other things that have been good, but I haven't seen. I didn't know a lot about him when he signed. I went a lot on what Sean Butler said, and Sean was great with his stats, saying in a bag 3 he's the real deal, or he's looked the real deal, but in a bag 2 not the mud. So I was really excited for it, but I can't say I've been all like, yeah. And now we have the verbal agreement to discuss it.
Verbal
agreement.
What I knew about Longley was that he was awful at Barcelona, but decent at his other club, I think Sevilla.
Sevilla.
Yeah, and that's why Barcelona brought him, but he's just had a nightmare.
It's the same deal I've got with my mother. I've got a verbal agreement to ask for salt beef sandwiches once a week, but it doesn't mean she's going to say yes.
Keep at it. I think the thing with Longley is we were hoping he was going to recapture his early Barcelona form.
Yeah.
Because he was a quality player at one point. Yeah. It's just not happened. Another case of spin the wheel, see if you can get a free transfer or a cheap man in, see if they can recover what they used to be.
I'll tell you what it is, Cougar. I understand the transfer. I understand it in the fact that he's coming for a year because we're going to go for Bastoni or Gvardiol. That part I can kind of get, rather than just saying it's Davies. But the whole part I haven't got is, yes, Bastoni didn't want to come this summer. Fine, I get it. And then you see with Gvardiol near the end, Chelsea were rumoured to put in a huge bid and say you can have him on loan for the rest of the season. And he comes to Chelsea next, didn't go through. Why don't we do that? Why don't we say, fine, Bastoni, you don't want to come this year. How about you come next year and we'll offer you this bid and you stay on luck? Why don't we? I mean, I understand that some of these are huge players that you don't really get these kind of deals. It's normally the youngsters or whatever, like with Destiny Adoje. Yeah. But at least test the water. Test the water and say, right, Gvardiol, you're young. You want to stay at Red Bull for another season? Okay. Red Bull, how much do you want? We'll have him for next season. Then he's locked. He's locked in. He's coming. And you can say, do you know what, next season? And it becomes understandable why you've got a stopgap in. But right now,
Brian, yeah, that would be sort of almost aggressive forward planning and ambitious signing, wouldn't it?
You know what? I forgot what I was talking about then, or who?
Yeah, I mean, come on, big up Levy. Sack a few more managers. That'll get us somewhere.
Your reverse psychology, I'm loving it.
You're not stopping, are you, Cuba?
No.
How long is this going to go on for?
It's godlike. And Until he goes, then we'll all miss him.
It's just that I can understand
we could put up a shrine then, couldn't we?
Yeah, a shrine.
Daniel Levy's final act at this club will be putting a statue of Daniel Levy outside the ground.
Oh, it was gonna be a golden statue, but we settled for a little brass one about that big.
Oh mate, I swear to God, if there was ever a statue of him made outside that stadium, I would fly personally back from Toronto just to fucking knock it down. That's not even a joke. If he could honour Bill Nick, Jimmy Greaves, and other greats, and there was a statue of himself, I am flying straight home to just knock it right down.
Those are the views of Brian Daigle, not of the
completely
company limited in company.
Yeah, these views, my views are always my own.
He loves him really. Trust me, he loves Daniel Levy. He even sings about him in the shower. He loves Daniel Levy.
So let me just clear that up. Before the Chelsea Carabao Cup game at home, Ryan and I live very, very close to each other. So Ryan came and met me, and then we went. And then I was just jumping in the shower, and I was singing one of my famous "I Hate Levy" Daniel Levy songs, very, very loud. And he was like, "Okay, you might hate him more than me." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You're actually singing it in the shower," and I didn't realise I was. But yeah.
Next year we'll be champions. Next year we'll be millionaires.
It just takes a little bit of time to grow on you, Brian. Another 22 years, you'll be sound, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, I think Ian's right with what he said. I agree with Brian, R.E. Lengley. I'm not sure why we let Roden hoe. We've pimped him out, apparently. He's corrected it with go. But I think, yeah, we have hoed him out, haven't we, to Rennes, where he started apparently to play quite well.
Yeah.
Got off to a very shaky start. I mean, he's still not the answer, don't get me wrong.
No.
He is not the answer. But yeah, Longley, like you, Ben, I'm kind of... I was hoping to see something. I really thought, right, he's going to push Ben Davies out or at least challenge him.
Yeah.
But I can't say both of them, given put a marker down to say, right, I'm the number one left centre back. You've got to try and get rid of me.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't know why we didn't go for Kim Min-jae. He looks quality. He looks quality.
Anyone fancy selling Ndombele for Kim Min-jae and Troy Deeney?
Oh, bloody hell, yeah.
Mate, I would sell Ndombele for a bag of magic beans.
Yeah.
Let's be sure. But I'll tell you what, Kim Min-jae, I've actually got to put my hands up. And I like people know, I'll say when I was wrong. For the last few years, I've been saying, no way does the manager want him. This is Levy fucking all over. This is him fucking all over because it's different managers that come in. And when is Antonio Conte? But what I will say is I hadn't seen a lot of him, but I thought, okay, whatever, he's got his reputation. But he has been phenomenal at Marseille. And if that is a club signing or a club that have been looking for it, I've got to put my hands up and say, do you know what? They saw something and we've missed an opportunity there. So I do have to put my hands up and say we may have let that one slip.
Sign him. And Napoli
they listened to the fans of like you, Brian Daigle, who said we shouldn't sign him, and they listened to the fans for once.
Because I must admit, Daniel Levy has listened to everything I've said and honoured it to the letter so far.
Who would have thought?
That's right. Big up, Levy.
Blame Ryan for our transfer window.
Yeah, but why not? I get blamed for so many things. Just put a few more. Like I said, I need to get that Mario Balotelli shirt. Why always me? I need to get it.
But Napoli aren't blessed with money. If we really wanted him, they would sell anyone, especially with because as many people know, the owner of Napoli is also the owner of Bari, who are a team in Serie B. Bari are a massive team. I mean, they've got a 65,000 seater stadium. Like, it's massive. And they could go up this year because they're a good team. And they've got that. If anyone has ever met a fan from Bari and think Marseille are crazy, fucking Bari, that they're the shit. They turn up every time. Like, Serie D, the bottom of the division, there's 65,000 people there. Imagine when they get to the Serie A, they're going to be like, yeah. So did
David Platt play for Bari at one point? I know he went to Sampdoria.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Because I know he went to Sampdoria, but I couldn't remember if he went straight to Sampdoria, then went down to Bari, or the other way around, Bari and then on to Sampdoria. I can't remember.
Yeah. Levy has his own podcast with billionaires talking about Brian Daigle and how much he wants him out.
Well done. That was, if you're having streams like that, please. Invite me.
A stream, I would
the link in the
description. I'd love to see a stream with the Glazers, Levy, name them all, the Leicester owner, be like, and as always, Daigle out. I would watch that. I would.
Oh mate, could you imagine? Could you imagine?
That would be the
Could
best
you imagine?
TV show. Imagine it's just like big up, Levy, just go big up, Cuba.
Listen, like I said, he's fully aware of who I am. That's what I will say.
I kind of picture Levy being.
I don't think he knows who I am yet.
Levy, I definitely see him doing. I am Mr. Box Office.
Someone's got to do this. Someone's got to do a split image version. I think that'd be brilliant.
Just needs to have a WWE promo between Brian and Levy, and then those two have a WrestleMania match.
Oh, mate, you know what? One of the best questions ever when Tottenham on Tour doing Ask Us Anything, which will be back very, very soon. Yeah. Very, very soon. Tottenham on Tour and Ask Us Anything. One of the questions was, if Brian did a charity boxing match with Levy, what round would Brian knock him out? And everyone in the comments was going first round knockout, first round knockout, first round knockout. I was like, hell, exactly, Coop. I was like, hell no. Hell no, that's going 12 rounds, man. That's going 12 rounds. That opportunity I have, I would keep that going for as long as possible. I would actually ask, are we going to have football? I'd actually say, are we going to have football rules? And if it's not over in 12 rounds, we're going to extra time. If we had extra rounds, that would be.
How about this Iron Man match? Brian Daigle versus Daniel Levy.
Oh yeah,
6-pack challenge.
16-minute match with the Rock
hardcore rules.
That would be it would be fairly insane. I think it would sell quite a few tickets.
The Rock being there would.
As long as it goes to Jewish Care or JW.
You know why I'm saying that, Daigle.
Need to have it go to a nice Jewish charity. Is the way to go. Jewish Care, big up.
Mate, I'd give it to anyone. I'd give it to Tottenham Hotspur's transfer. I'd give it to anywhere just to make the fight happen.
Bank, give it to the food bank.
Yeah, there you go. The Tottenham Food Bank.
On the other hand, I can also picture you being a tag team with Levy. They're just called like In and Out.
Yeah,
it could be like Team Hell No at the beginning with Kane.
Yeah, there's no hug it out.
That's what it would be.
There's no hug it out.
No. Hug it out.
Hug it out.
Mate, there's not enough people in the world to make that happen.
Tag team title was aloft.
There's not enough.
The best moment with them was when they finally found common ground and they just started beating everyone with steel chairs. And it's just like, yes, that's brilliant.
That's not happening.
And Levy, you know, apparently Levy is looking at Spurs Stadium as a potential for WrestleMania in the future if it comes to the UK.
Oh, I'm buying it. I don't care.
I still won't go. I still won't go.
My entire philosophy goes.
And you know what? That would be the time The Rock came back. And if I missed The Rock because of I wouldn't spend money, I will kill Daniel Levy. I will kill with my bare hands. By the way, these views are my own.
Yeah,
these views are my own.
His own.
We've got. No politics, no racism, no this. Just general talking of murdering someone is commonly allowed.
Yeah. The most chill stream on the planet where we talk about murdering people.
Yeah, I still wouldn't buy tickets. I wouldn't buy tickets. If it was at any other ground, including the Emirates, I would go. But if WrestleMania came to Tottenham, nope, still not going. Listen, like I said, I am all for having as many events as possible. As many events as possible to generate money for the manager. The manager.
We got
I'd love to. Rob Bottom, people
all the way from Malaysia. We are welcoming Mr. Eugene. Big up, Eugene. How are you, sir?
Eugene, Eugene, where did you get that shirt?
You don't want to know. And
oh my god!
No, wait! It's the replica.
Okay, fine. I do want to know. Thank God. Thank God.
Maybe
you peel off the red AIA like I done.
Yeah, I course I didn't buy it from the ball prick, right? I got this cheap.
Big up, Catman Jess. Big up, everyone.
Big up, Catman.
Hopefully you feel
Big up,
better
big up, big up,
soon,
guys.
Big up, big up, big up.
Big up. Wish you better, Catman Jess.
Wish you better, indeed.
It's weird. The only shirts I'm interested in are retro shirts now.
Yeah.
The 86, 87 sort of season. Holston.
Yeah.
So, you
Brilliant.
know what? My next ploy would have been in the protest in January was advertising and try and get it out there. You know, like how Man you have the red and white, the green and white scarves and all that stuff for them. I was like, right, try and get as many people in the stadium that are wearing kits before leaving. Just don't wear anything bought within. Listen, wear your retro shirts, get them everywhere. That would have spoke volumes as well. If you just saw like 20,000 people in a pocket of space just wearing pre-2000 kits or 2001. But that would take a lot of planning.
Might need to do it on Purim. I think that's the best conversation ever. Do Spurs YouTube WrestleMania?
Oh.
Who's making an incredible return? Team Hell No of Brian and Levy. That's the best idea.
Kane picks himself, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go. But
Who'd be the manager with Brian and Levy? You know, when you have like a faction, we'd have the one that's outside.
Oh, it would be Paul Heyman. It would be Paul Heyman. It's got to be Paul Heyman.
Yeah, but in terms of Spurs manager.
Oh, I'd want Martin Yole. I'd want Martin Yole by my side.
Yeah.
Mate,
Martin Yole would be like the Paul Bearer when Brothers of Destruction, and Brian Daigle turns on Daniel Levy, and then he's got Martin Yole handing him the urn.
Yeah.
Mate, when Martin Yole, I mean, I love that man dearly, and like I said, the whole reason I've started being Levy out was because of him. But the story after the Manchester United game with the Pedro Mendes goal,
yeah,
when he barges into the referee's office and goes, "Can I call you a prick?" And he goes, "No." And then he goes, "Can I think you're a prick?" And he went, "Yes." So he goes, "Okay, I think you're a prick," and walked off. Mate, just that I loved that man. That man was the catalyst for every. I honestly cannot tell you how much I wish that man was still at the club in some capacity. Yeah.
Why isn't he?
Well, why do you think? Because someone sacked him at half time. He's not going to say, "Oh, come back and."
Oh yeah,
that's not happening. That's not happening. But mate, I would welcome that. If that man ever came back to the club, I would welcome it in whatever capacity that man wanted. I idolise that man, and that man should be back at the club. I love that man.
He was a brilliant manager.
Imagine being told by your boss, "Get out, you're fired, but finish today's shift."
I mean, it doesn't happen. Obviously, I've worked with many people who have been sacked on shift, and it's never been me, of course, because I'm awesome. But you say you're fired. Go away. Get out of my shop. Go away. I never want to see you again. Don't make them work the entire shift.
That man. Even when he went up against Arsene Wenger at the last NLD at the Highbury, when we scored that goal, Robbie Keane scored that goal. He just went up to Arsene Wenger without a care in the world. Mate, he was immense. He was
Tottenham. He was proper Tottenham.
Oh. He was.
You say you're awesome, Ben.
Yeah.
Are you saying you're the Miz?
Yeah. I just am. I'm just awesome.
Is that clue for getting bookings for the WrestleMania?
Yeah, it is.
Getting it sorted.
How you been, Eugene? What's been happening?
When your show started, I just finished work.
Yeah.
And listening to you guys, rushed home, took a shower. I'm actually having dinner now.
Yeah.
Try to get an early dinner. Try to get some early snooze in. Wake up at 3:45 a.m. Then watch how our boys do.
And then have another snooze because the football will be so boring.
Yeah, most probably I'll fall asleep while watching, but hopefully not.
I don't care what anyone says.
Go back to sleep again and wake up
right now.
and see another outfit to go to work.
Boringest, dullest snooze fest 0-0 tonight in history.
Yeah, do you remember years ago? I can't remember what World Cup it was. I think it was France. Yeah, it was France with Glenn Hoddle. when England had to go to Italy and just get a draw, and we drew 0-0. That was one of the most painfulest games I've ever watched. Yeah. And do you know what? I just hope it's not one of those. I hope it's not a boring 0-0. I just 0-0s for this game and the magnitude of it.
No, it won't, Brian. I can tell you.
Brian, 0-0 or we play entertaining football but lose 4-3.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'll take a draw 1-1, but sitting at the end of a 0-0 for my nerves. If we go 1-0 up,
that's not the question. That's not the question, no, Brian.
Oh no, mate. If I have to take,
know what you think. What do you think?
Well, obviously, I'll take a.
It does not matter what you think.
Listen, don't hit me with rock slogans, mate. Do not fucking click. Of all people, do not hit me with my heroes' fucking catchphrases.
You're going for a table next week, Ryan.
Yeah.
For a table, he's picking me up at the airport. He might go for a fucking car.
Sorry about that. I had to nip off for a second. There was actually Levy ringing saying he's up for the tag team stuff, but he wants to have sole rights to the merchandise.
Mate, he can have it. If it means I get in a ring with him, he can have it.
You'll be on
he can have it.
Ryan.
I'll do it for free. I'll pay him. For that opportunity.
It'll be like the Rock and Sock connection.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be the.
Mate, can you stop saying these factions that get along with each other? There is no getting along.
It didn't get on.
The Rockers.
The next period of time.
I'll do the Rockers with Martin Jannetty.
Sean and Martin Jannetty.
Yeah, Martin
Jannetty. I'll do the Rockers.
Hulk Hogan and Macho Randy Savage.
Or I'll be the Seth Rollins of the Shield.
Yeah.
No, that honestly broke me. That broke me for like 3-4 years until they came back together, but it still wasn't.
We all know Levy wants to turn tables.
Fucking hell, the phones are going off the hook for Levy fucking madness here.
Everyone's booking it. Book it. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Saturday night.
Oh, mate.
Kick his foot right up your candy ass.
Yeah.
Mate, he can try. I'll even let him have first attempt.
Okay, put the comments below. What stipulation is the match going to be? We're going to have a tables match, a steel cage match, a Hell in a Cell.
No, I'll have a one-arm tied behind your back blindfolded match. Just sign the deal.
No, it's got to be.
Why am I talking like this is actually happening? Like I'm actually coming with offers to make this happen.
Cut your promo, Brian.
Cut your promo.
Oh, mate, listen.
Do one of the Rock promos, come on.
Mate, always what I say, I always use the Rock's one. When the Rock says, I'm going to punch your teeth so far down your throat, you're going to need a toothbrush up your ass to clean them, which is one of the lines I fucking love. And I do Stone Cold as well. For everything he'd say, I just go, what?
Every single Spurs manager that Levy has sacked out of ringside to stop him running away. That would be golden.
It'd have to be a strap match.
That's a Royal Rumble, isn't it?
You know what? Cole Simpson's even said it would have to be a bikini mud match. Done. If I get my hands on it, done. Done.
If Levy wins the match, Brian has to be Levy in.
Oh,
mate, you know what? Mate, if that's what I had to do.
If Levy loses the match, he has to sell.
Mate.
Hang on, wait a minute. Important question here. Which finishing move do you think Levy's got in his locker?
The $1 million dream, probably.
Elbow from the top rope to the heart, because he's broken our hearts so many times.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can't see him climbing the fucking ring, but I can't see him getting up to the top rope.
The tombstone, maybe, because it's the death of winning any trophies at the club.
Yeah.
Choke slam, because Spurs are chokers under him.
Yeah. This show is definitely off the rails.
Yes, it's gone. It's full WWE.
I have to say as well, like I said, I have to say my own views but stipulations and matches, and the matches where I can actually hurt him, we can talk about. It's all good today.
If this goes to Triple H, and you need a sponsorship for Monday Night Raw in the coming time, It's up there in the top left-hand corner.
Yeah.
The Coffee on Tour sponsors
Monday Night
Raw.
Even though Triple H is a big West Ham fan.
Where's Eugene gone?
I don't know. He just disappeared.
He's having his dinner.
Yeah, he's having his dinner. I think
you know boxers smack talk each other in the hope of like getting a fight put together. This got those sort of vibes for me. This could happen if we really go for it.
Well, you know what? If we had our stare down and I had my skinhead and my glasses on, it'd be like looking in a fucking mirror. Unfortunately.
You know, it's like you know when you get the random brawls. You know when you get the people coming out of the crowd attacking. You know.
Yeah.
Daigle, when he comes to the Spurs stadium, he's going to be climbing up there and just beating him, and he's going to set up the match.
Mate, do you know what? I when I was sitting in Rez's seats for the Wolves game, we were sitting in Rez's side on the West Stand in the first half, and then we went and joined Ben and Simeon in the second half. A couple of spare seats. Yeah, the Wolves last year, the 2-0. Literally, I could see him from where I was standing. I turned around and I was shouting abuse at him. For some people were like looking at me like, "Are you okay?" And I was like literally screaming at him. But yeah, then I had to move to the security for him of the South Stand.
Bar guard, that's Brian Daigle's music. Bar guard. I think it'd be like 2006 ECW in One Night Stand when they took over Monday Night Raw. It'd just be like Brian would be pulling a promo and all the Levy out people would come down the ramp.
Mate, or it'd be like, John Cena when he came into WrestleMania when he had loads of people doing that.
Yeah.
I would just have all the Levy outs down there. But no, the music I'd have to come into.
Instead of doing that, they'd be doing that.
Yeah, exactly. They'd be doing this. And as I ran past them, they'd be doing that. They start like that till I run past them. Then when I run past them, they go like that. But I love Randy Orton's tune. Yeah. It is the best tune.
I hear voices.
Mate, it's so me. It's so me. Whenever I'm in a bad mood and about to go lose the shit, that comes.
I wouldn't come out to Goldberg's music. I'd come out to Cult of Personality. CM Punk.
Yeah, I know you'd come out to Punk.
Triple H for me. Love a bit of Motorhead.
Oh, yeah, but you know what? I preferred his song before Motorhead. Just before he got with Stephanie.
No.
Time's Up. That was his tune.
You know what? The perfect that would send everyone off in absolute shock at Mania. You'd have Boogie with a steel chair, wondering what he's going to do. Is he going to hit Levy? And he's hit Dagon!
No, Boogie wouldn't touch me. He would hit Levy.
But he's turned on
Dagon. I've now got a phone call coming in. I've got
like Vince McMahon with Stone Cold against The Rock.
Just be like all the Levy outers turned on Daigle and joined the what's it called, the institution after calling something like that.
We've got Mania set. Let's just get it on. Let's call Triple H up now.
Let's do it. That's the show. We've booked it. Just need Coover to be the head booker.
No.
Yeah.
Someone on commentary.
I feel like me and Coover would be a tag team stable. We'd just sit at the side drinking tea and just be like.
No, we could do commentary. I could see that.
You'd be like Santino Marella and Vladimir Kozlov.
We would be, to be honest. Well, we'd be the current version of Sheamus's current faction, the Brawlers, with Pete Dunne and Sheamus, and I can never remember the other guy. But just be wearing flat caps and just drinking tea all the time. I think it'd be brilliant.
I've got to admit, I've stopped watching it years ago. As soon as that Attitude Era was over, it just wasn't the same.
The Attitude. Obviously, I missed the Attitude Era. I came into wrestling 2009. My first pay-per-view was my first Raw was when Randy Orton punted Vince McMahon. And it started the Randy Orton Triple H feud going into WrestleMania 25 when Randy won the Rumble.
So I stopped watching in 2007 because that's when the PG era became shit. You had that one night stand era of ECW that was just awesome, and suddenly wrestling
went to shit. Probably
it went to shit
bit later than that. No, it was because you didn't have the PG era really started 2012, 2013.
Yeah, it started going really bad in 2007. That's where it hit the downslide.
But then you had the ruthless aggression era.
But that was 2001 to 2007 ish.
Okay.
It was that period when it went to PG was when.
It was still good until probably about 2011, 2012, 2013.
But now it's back, so that's good.
Well, but nobody expected to be tuning into WWE and Brian versus Levy.
You never know what's going to happen on this show. You just never know.
It's funny because wrestling and tonight have a lot in common. We want to see fights from Tottenham tonight. Not fisticuffs, just fight.
We're getting slammed and counted out.
Counted out, or we want to see us come back from the brink, and then suddenly, as we're clawing on the floor, that's when the Rock's music hits, and then that's when that's when Dejan Kulusevski comes on and scores a 90th minute winner.
No, Harry Kane low blow to Dimitri Payet and then runs through and scores.
We'll get robbed by the ref and VAR. It'll be the Marseille screw job.
Marseille screw job, absolutely. Best was in the late 90s when WCW and Raw. That was the best.
That was good.
Yeah, that was great.
Is that when Shane and Stephanie and they almost went back to WCW?
That was the best time ever.
Or that point when DX went outside WCW and did their own fucking show.
Yeah, that was cool. But you know what? When it was the Alliance versus the whole build-up and then bringing the Rock back from suspension and then Austin turning, the whole thing was just absolutely incredible.
See, I missed the Austin and Rock. I mean, I got a bit of the Rock near the end, obviously, when he came back, hosted Mania, came back, won the title. I didn't get to see the prime Rock or prime Austin. That's what I really. If anyone loves their wrestling, by the way, Triple H, if you need to hire me, by the way, I'm here because I'm doing a little bit of promotion for you. You've got the WWE Network available for just £9.99.
£9.99.
Oh, mate, the time they were doing that, but I'll tell you what, honestly, that time was the greatest time. That time was the greatest time.
Yeah.
I caved in, Ryan. I'm trying one of the new vapes. Fuck me, that's a strong spell.
Oh yeah.
Looks like I could do a vape review as well.
Yeah, vape reviews. We've got everything on this show.
Let's have a look.
I still think that's so underrated, that pay-per-view One Night Stand in 2006 when John Cena's about to win and Edge comes out and fucking spears him with the helmet on. That was amazing. That was amazing.
I've got to confess, I had Lita. My God, Lita! What a woman! What a woman Lita was.
No, for me, it was always two all-time favourites. Undertaker, just because of what he is.
He was badass.
But the all-time favourite, somebody's mentioned it in the comments, Mick Foley. It was just
oh mate, the legend.
Those ones are
legend. Okay, Mount Rushmore or top 5 wrestlers of all time.
The Rock, The Rock, The Rock, The Rock, The Rock.
Yeah.
No. One, you can have The Rock once.
The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and I'm going to say it's for WWE. It's got to be. It's got it's got to be Hogan. It's got to be Hogan, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because he was just like, even now, even after the shit he's had, if the first bit of guitar plays for Hulk Hogan, everyone just still goes mad. Hulkamania still goes wild.
Oh mate, if there's no Hogan, there would be no Rock.
Yeah.
There would be no Austin. He has to go on there.
There would be no Cena.
And actually, I have to tell you a funny story. And Ben, now I'll be in England. Ben and Ryan, when I know the date and the time, we'll try and work it out. In the new year, I will be speaking to directly on a Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp call with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No way.
Awesome.
Mate, so my cousin Keely, Stone Cold Steve Austin was married to a British woman and had a kid. That kid is her best mate. And she goes over and literally she's actually trying to get a visa to go and work in America for a couple of years. Stone Cold Steve Austin is her sponsor. Yeah. And she was like, next time I'm over there, and she's going there in the new year, She goes, because his daughter now doesn't live with Stone Cold. She goes, if I ever go to Stone Cold, like they go for dinner, I promise I'll let you know a day before, and I will call you with Stone Cold.
That would be would you call if you were Stone Cold's son or child, you wouldn't call them dad, would you? You would just call them Stone Cold Steve.
Oh, mate, can you just imagine? Mate,
just imagine. Sorry, yeah, little things like putting them to bed if you're Stone Cold. You go into bed because Stone Cold said so.
Yeah, mate, but also that's what. But no, that's what I was going to say.
And that's the bottom line.
It's not even that. If you're having an argument with him, you just go, "What? What? What? What?" That's all you say. But yeah, if I get that phone call and it happens, well, it will be happening. I thought I'd be in Canada, but I'll be in London.
Be there. Yep, you're right.
I'll be like, can you just quickly say, go like and subscribe to Tottenham on Tour, please, and clip it, and I'll be like, right, you're going there. You're going there.
The bottom line, cause Levy out.
Oh mate, if the only time I've ever had that is when I went to get the tattoo done and we interviewed Jake Livermore.
Yeah.
And Jake Livermore, I've got to tell you, was one of the nicest guys you could ever wish to meet. He really was.
I've heard that.
We got talking, like we spoke. He was only meant to come and do like a 5-10 minute interview because he lives around the corner from the tattoo place. He stayed with us for the whole tattoo, chatting to us. I spoke to him. Obviously, we spoke about a lot of stuff that's gone on in this, but he was so fucking nice.
Yeah.
And when I get my next couple of tattoos back home, that's where I'm going. They were so nice at that tattoo parlor. But yeah, mate, if I can get Stone Cold to say like and subscribe to Tottenham on Tour, I'm done. I'm done. My role in life is done.
Oh, wait a minute. Just what would top that? Would you? So you get the Rock to say Levy out, surely?
Oh, mate, listen. I've already told people if I ever get to have a phone call with The Rock, someone is going to have to record this phone call of me talking to him because I will probably pass out.
Yeah,
I'm petrified of talking to him and passing out. Mate, I cannot tell you what I would do to have one moment with him. Just him say hello, Brian, or shake up. Mate, I've even said if he was in the street and he blanked me, I would talk so much of his trash talk that he'd want to punch me. And even if he punched me, I wouldn't even sue him. I would make a deal of it, saying this cheek has been hit by The Rock. It would be a coat of armor for me. I love that man with every beat of my heart. I don't care about admitting it. I love him.
Well, I'm actually going to have to drop out, Ben, because I've got to make some food for the kids before they're back, and I'm going to be on Irish Hotspur in about 45 minutes.
Absolutely. Do you want to pick up any shows on Couva before you go?
Oh, well, since we're on here already, let's say next one up, Shelfside Spurs Thursday. Yeah. Got to be Rez and Ranjit and the usuals on there. Myself included, probably. Wouldn't be at all surprised to see at least 3 of us on the panel there here now. Okay. On wouldn't be surprised, that kind of show. So they'll be on Thursday evenings, 7 o'clock-ish. It seems to be the usual slot nowadays. Never know with them. Yeah. Unless the midweek results been really terrible, and then they might not do it at all. See you on Shelfside.
See you later on,
Cougar.
Okay, right. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, Ryan.
Can I just answer Roy Park's question? I'll answer Roy Park. My obsession with the okay, so I could put it that when I got into wrestling and whatever, like when he was at his pomp, I just really automatically felt drawn to him. Then when he left, I've got literally every DVD on him, on his background, his history, his upbringing, and the stuff he had to go through. And then the reason he called his production company $7 is because the bailiffs came round when his dad was touring, and he literally had $7 in his hand, and he said, "Never ever is my mum going through this again." And what he does like that. But the other thing, no matter what, and I'm very, very open, as you know, with my mental health, my addictions, whatever. In the first year of or within a few years of my being clean, my nan, who was like everything to me, became very, very ill. And it was the first real test of me coming close to drinking. And the day she almost died was when The Rock came back to host WrestleMania, and they did the special guest every time. I don't know how it happens. When I am really, really down, he's come back in wrestling. And every time So it's just, I don't know how it's happened. But yeah, I just love, like I said, I wear the Under Armour trainers. I had the Under Armour face mask. I had Jack Kanicki send me over his energy drink because you still can't get it in Canada. So he FedExed it to me. I've seen every single one of his movies, including The Tooth Fairy. You name it, I've seen it. You don't need to strike a bond with someone like someone that that's famous. That you're just like, this guy. He is that to me. He is that to me. I absolutely idolize the guy. I fucking love him.
I would ask
You'll
that.
be sitting right here watching the Rumble when his music hits.
Oh, mate, I will wake up the neighborhood. I will wake up the neighborhood.
Does anyone else have a celebrity like that? I'm back in 2 minutes, but everyone in the chat, have a chat about this because that's back in 2 minutes. But everyone come up with a celebrity that resonates with you, like The Rock resonates with Brian, and we will be back in a couple of minutes to see you then. Just give us a couple of sets and we'll run the thing.
Run the thing.
There we go. That's the VT. But
I love that. Your music, they are the best.
I try my best. It's just, it makes it a bit more 1920s TV. But let's see. The Tooth Fairy was criminally underrated from Carl Simpson. Robin.
The one that is criminally underrated, I'm being serious, is the one he did called The Game Plan.
Yeah, okay.
Where he becomes like Adam Sandler's Big Daddy. The Game Plan was a fucking great movie.
Yeah, I liked his Jumanji movies.
Yeah.
They're good. And also one that doesn't get mentioned enough.
Yeah.
We were just mentioning rock movies. They're all good, which they are.
Be careful.
Mysterious Island.
Say that again?
The Adventure Return to the Mysterious Island, I think it's called.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about, yeah. And you got the Return to Witch Mountain as well. God, here we go. I'll start reading them off.
There's certainly a few of them. I'm trying to think of a celebrity that resonates because it's
Journey to the Mysterious Island. That was it.
It's a really difficult one. For me, it's Steve Eisenman. I always looked up to him as a leader and a great example. He's always stayed with me and I've seen as a kid, giving the cup to Vladdy Konstantinov. Great stuff. Anyone that resonates with you, Ryan?
Bin Laden. No, I'm joking.
I'll take the stream down.
I'm joking. Honestly, I don't really have one. It's just all footballers and wrestlers. Adam Sandler.
Okay, so what footballer, right?
I just Bale, Van der Vaart. It's funny because every time, but the one that I idolized actually, for the right reasons, for his football ability, by the way, I'm going to get that there for his football ability, was Ryan Giggs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being out, when I was a kid, I was really good at football. I was injury.
Yeah.
Just loved Ryan Giggs, when he celebrated the goal, the semi-final goal against Arsenal. You know, that was the when he takes the shirt off. That's the one that I remember, the first person taking their shirt off and actually celebrating like that.
Yeah.
I just think, you know, that was what Ryan Giggs was all about, you know, weaving in and out. What a player.
There you go. So you know what? Let's see. Let's try and go through some Premiership teams, not just Tottenham.
Yeah.
And let's see who your favourite Premier League player is for that team.
Okay.
Ever.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start. Let's try and do this alphabetical. So
Ever or now?
Ever in the Premier League.
Okay.
Yeah.
For instance, let's start with the filth. For me, I'm just saying, to me, he's still the greatest player to play in the Premier League, and it's Thierry Henry.
Yeah, I would say Vieira, because that man was a mountain. They put him in any team. Put him in any team. That man was a genius.
Right?
Do I have to say one? If I have to, I'd probably go Bergkamp or Lundberg.
Lundberg's a top player.
I think Lundberg's really underrated.
Yeah.
Should we just do the bit?
Actually, can I change that? Cesc Fabregas.
Fabregas was awesome as well.
Okay, so let's do the big teams. Chelsea.
Bloody hate them all, but it has to be Drogba. Man was again
in a cup final.
If you were in a cup final, he scored. That's big player mentality. Big player. That's a real player.
Michael Essien.
Right, for me, this is I have two. One is that man just because he was fucking genius, but there's a striker they had that I wanted so badly at Tottenham, so badly, and I loved him, and that's Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
He was
mate. If you want to see a guy hit a fucking football, and I mean striker football, man, that guy.
I was terrified of that guy as a kid.
Mate, he was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And he always used to score against the filth, so it was always good. All right, so who should we go for after Chelsea?
Everton.
Someone else pick it. Huh?
Everton.
Oh, that's a good shout. Okay. That's a good shout.
I'm going to go Seamus Coleman.
It's a good shout.
We're doing it right back tonight.
Yeah. We could do with Seamus Coleman in this team.
Oh, do you know what? I could probably get
Howard.
I guess who you're going to say.
You can guess what I'm going to say.
Duncan Ferguson.
No.
Oh.
I could say technically, I'm going to say someone different, but I could technically say Paul Gascoigne. Technically. But he weren't there long enough. But a player that I loved, and again, would have loved at Tottenham Hotspur, was Leighton Baines.
Leighton Baines.
Second guess, man.
Loved him. I'm just trying to think back in the day, like real back in the day of Everton. Because Everton had some good players. Everton did have some good players. But Leighton Baines...
Everton would have won the European Cup had it not been for the ban, or they were that good a team.
Yeah.
If it weren't been for the ban, Everton would be one of the top teams ever. I'm convinced about it.
Yeah, I did. Leighton Baines, that guy with set pieces. Jesus Christ.
Timmy Cahill for me.
Cahill's a Catman Jester just said it as well. Yeah, he was a cult hero at Everton. But I'm just trying to think. Okay, so Ben, what team do you reckon? Let's go for another team.
I'm gonna go Blackburn, just as a laugh. Blackburn, because they have had some hell of a players. Because we can't do Brad Friedel because he played for Tottenham, but it has to be more.
We can't do
Edison.
We can't do Shearer because obviously, for obvious reasons, he's going to be picked by everyone for the other team.
Okay, so we've got mate. You've just taken my bullet out of my chamber. What the fuck are you doing to me, Ryan? Do you know what? Do you know what I'm going to say? Just because this guy, and we're talking about right now, lack of leaders, Colin Hendry.
Yeah.
Colin Hendry, what a mate. That was a defender. That was a defender. So I'm going Colin Hendry.
Ryan Nelson, what a player.
Well, I'll tell you who I loved as well. Two guy had his own goal of the season.
Goal of the season. Morton Gavin Pedersen, another one.
Pedersen was quality. They had some beast of players.
Benny McCarthy, remember him?
Yeah.
What? Benny McCarthy.
Benny McCarthy. Remember Benny McCarthy? He was lethal.
Yep, always got a goal against us. Okay, let's pick another team. And Liverpool. For me, this is easy. No matter what, no matter who comes and goes. For me, I'll start it. I had a soft spot for Liverpool because of this player. I thought breaking the scene, Robbie Fowler.
Yeah, he was
mate, that guy. I mean, I still even to this day say at Tottenham, I'd rather have had a Peak Fowler than a Peak Shearer. That's how much I love Robbie Fowler.
Dangerous.
Fowler was unbelievable.
I'm going to go this because I'm biased. I'm going to say Yossi Benayoun. I think we really could have done with a Yossi Benayoun.
Yeah, mate. Try. Ben, I was in a pub in Elat for Lasagna Gate. Losing to West Ham weren't bad enough, but in a packed pub with Spurs, Arsenal and Israeli fans, and Yossi Benayoun scores the goal to knock Tottenham out and put Arsenal in, I could not have thought of a worse pub in the world to have been in than an Israeli pub with Arsenal and Spurs. Oh, that was awful. But yeah, for me, Liverpool were, and I loved Gerrard so much as well. But Fowler for me. What about you, Ryan?
2. You're talking about a no-nonsense centre-back, and it's not the one that's just been mentioned.
Sami Hyypiä.
Sami Hyypiä
was awesome.
That's one.
He was quite
the other one, if you're talking about players in their absolute prime, give me Michael Owen.
Yeah.
Michael Owen.
I'll take Fowler over Owen.
Not in his prime. Michael Owen was unreal, man.
Mate, Fowler was better.
That goal against Argentina.
Let's have a look. Yeah, no, mate, that goal. But then as he got on, mate, Robbie, let's have a look in the comments.
Yes, injuries wrecked his pace and everything.
If you had the choice, let's make it easy. If you had the choice, people in the chat, peak Fowler or peak Owen, who are you choosing?
Fowler, more longevity.
One person won the Ballon d'Or out of those two, just saying.
Yeah, mate, listen, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But me, I am peak Fowler every single day of the fucking week. Every single day of the week.
Let's run through this. We got to end soon. Let's run through this start quickly.
All right.
Manchester United. Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes. There is a reason why the two greatest midfielders in the last 15 years, Xavi and Iniesta, said this guy was our hero. When we were at La Masia going through, we would watch Paul Scholes and they would say, Paul Scholes, that is how good Paul Scholes was. He has inspired the two best, how good Paul Scholes was.
United for me is hard because I've got 3, and Carl Simpson, who's on fire in this game, has mentioned one. You want to talk about a rock in defence?
Yeah,
they don't come more rock-like than that. But the other two, David Beckham.
That's the other two, Nemanja Vidic.
No, David Beckham. David Beckham. Listen, this guy, whether you like him or hate him, give him a football. If you had if someone said to you, anyone in the world, past and present, has to cross a football and it has to hit the target, I'm sorry, David Beckham is the only person I ever will say. But how, mate, his career, he retired too long. He karate kicked someone. How Eric Cantona
was awesome as well.
You look at teams that they say
5 million was he bought for from Leeds?
1 million, 1.1.
You want to talk about bargains,
mate? And that transfer was bought by Leeds phoning up to see if they can get Dennis Irwin, and then they said, "How about we take Cantona off you?" Eric Cantona, honestly, at that time with these flicks, tricks, mate. What I just wish he hadn't retired. I just wish he hadn't retired when he did. I think he still had a good 2-3 years in him. He was unbelievable.
Also, one of the strikers I was terrified to play against when I was with Ruud van Nistelrooy, like at the old East Stand, he ran up the wing and it was like a cheetah went up there. No one could touch it. He was just powerful.
He was devastating, wasn't he?
Speed. Devastation every single
one of the few that's come from Holland and took the Premier League by the scruff of the neck.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know what? He was meant to sign the season before, but got that awful injury just before his medical. If he hadn't got that injury, he probably would have been even more devastated. He was, and you got to remember, I think he came something like 19 million, and back then, 19 million was like a 60, 70 million pound signing now. And he just absolutely dominated.
See everyone. I'm going to go Ryan Giggs.
Oh, next team.
Who are we doing?
Let the comments choose. Let the comments pick one.
Yeah,
people in the comments.
Do the comments pick in.
How long we got left? Ben, maybe they
hour and a half now. So really, we should be winding down. So we'll do one more team.
Okay, first team that comes in.
First team that comes in. Someone's going to say Dagenham and Redbridge. I just know it.
No, it's got to be a Premier League team. doesn't mean they have to be a Premier League team right now, like we've done Blackburn.
So, Man City is a difficult one. Ooh.
I think you've got to split this in two. One when the money came in, and one when it wasn't.
If it's when the money wasn't there, it's Alano. Alano was great.
It's Vincent Kompany.
Vincent Kompany is probably the guy.
So yeah, so for
pre-money.
Before the money, Georgie Kinklatzy.
Yeah.
Without it, mate, that player just used to go on runs that you couldn't see. And I was going to say Yaya Toure, but I don't think you can argue with Vincent Kompany.
Vincent Kompany was pre-money as well.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
yes.
He was.
Oh shit! Then Yaya Toure with money. Mate, now I've got to take Kinklatzy right out and say Kompany.
Kompany was a mountain.
Mate, do you know what? Kompany.
Leader.
And he was a mate, that guy. And do you know what? He's up. I'll tell you a story about Vincent Kompany. So one of my mates is an osteopath and works in medical circles and they were talking about one day at the end of the season when they won the league one year. I can't remember what year it was. It might have been the first year with the Aguero goal. And obviously, no, it wasn't. It was with COVID. So obviously no one could travel, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
When people could start travelling, he paid for the medical team that had looked after him and their families to go on holiday anywhere in the world they wanted.
Yeah.
First class, penthouse. So every single one of the medical team, wife and their kids, or husband and their kids, wherever they wanted to go in the world, first class flights, top. It's things like that. And he still does a lot of charity work. Vincent Kompany, not just a footballer, the man is an incredible. But yeah, Vincent Kompany, hands down. Oh, their cup, mate. A load of names have just come in.
Well, we've had Newcastle. Newcastle's obvious. It's Ginola or Shearer.
So Les?
No, do you know? Wait, mate. Do you know what? I don't want to go. I don't, mate. I used to love. Remember that? No, I'll tell you who I would have wanted, and I fucking loved him. Philippe Albert.
Yeah,
Philippe Albert was a banging defender, and that chip goal against Newcastle United was brilliant.
They had some brilliant players in that entertainers.
I'm going to say one player because that goal still gives me nightmares as a kid.
Yeah,
that's Obafemi Martins.
Martins was brilliant as well.
Mate, no, but you remember what was the name of that French Robert or whatever?
Yeah,
who just used to score fucking bodies for fun.
But Obafemi Martins, that goal at the lane where they beat us 3-2. Rocket. Still
he was brilliant. And yeah, we are actually going to have to wrap up the stream here. We've gone slightly longer than expected. So, Brian, when is Tottenham on tour back?
As we've said, and as you know, and as you two will know, so people can know, tomorrow there is a meeting being held. We just need to finalise the time to work out what we're going to do, when we're going to do it. I am back in London November the 9th.
Yeah.
Take a couple of days for jet lag, and then obviously I'm in the studio for Tottenham Leeds. I'm actually going to Nottingham Forest, so maybe there may be a few things. Yeah. But during the World Cup, and if not during the World Cup, most definitely straight after it, we are back. And as Take That famously once sung, we will be back for good.
Yeah.
New shows, new content, regular content. I'll be able to do stuff with Ben and Ryan and Danny because obviously we're all in the same time zone. So there will be lots of stuff coming back. So I can confirm in November, Tottenham on tour, 1 billion% are coming back.
Absolutely. And I don't even need to ask Ryan because he's just said it all. So we will be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock normal time. The only stream that goes live at 2 o'clock on Monday through Thursday, 3:30 on Wednesday. Hopefully it's a win. And as always, Brian.
And as always, Levy out.
Thank you so much for watching. And as always, if you smell what the cough is brewing, have a wonderful rest of your day. Come on, you Spurs. and I will see you tomorrow. Big up, everyone. Ciao for now. Ciao for now.